Recorded Books and RB Digital present The Best Science Fiction and Fantasy of the Year, Volume 13, edited by Jonathan Strahan. Narrated by Cory Allen, Morgan Hallett, Catherine Ho, John Keating, Rosalyn Landor, Richard Poe, and Neil Shah. Once Last Time, with Feeling, by Jonathan Strahan. Welcome to the Best Science Fiction and Fantasy of the Year, Volume 13. 2018 was a difficult year for everyone living on the third rock from the sun. The United States, at least from this outsider's perspective, looked more and more like an awful parody of itself, although change was visible, even from abroad, and there seemed reason to believe things might just be okay. The United Kingdom faced its own political upheaval throughout the year, and the story in Australia, where this book is compiled, was much the same. And while those of us living in the former North American and British Commonwealth publishing territories danced, the world spun madly on. Astonishing weather events, species die-offs, and tragedies no one could escape. The rest of the world, where most of humanity lives and dies, had troubles. Such troubles. Still, it may just be the bubble this editor lives in, but things weren't entirely bad. Not by any means. Species came back from the brink of extinction. People treated one another with decency and respect, and tried to improve the world they lived in. And there were real, substantial reasons to believe that, even if things weren't great, they could get better, and might even be fixed one day. There was reason to hope. In amongst it all, remote space probes continued to fulfill the dreams of science fiction, visiting Mars, landing on comets and asteroids, and somewhere out there, a second unmanned spacecraft entered interstellar space. Voyager 2 followed its sister craft out beyond the sun's heliopause and into the great dark. It gave this reader chills. I may no longer believe humankind will go to the stars, but the dream continues to grip me. If 2018 was difficult for the world at large, it was no easier for the science fiction and fantasy worlds that fall within the remit of this book. As was alluded to last year, Disney Marvel held our attention in a death grip, making $7 billion at the box office along the way, with a bunch of sequels, prequels, and the like. The most popular movie of the year was Marvel's Black Panther, a film that put Afrofuturism, the exploration of the developing intersection of African/African diaspora culture with technology, on the big screen, and audiences loved it. It was one of the most vibrant and alive films Marvel have produced, and shone beside the comparatively stodgy Avengers: Infinity War, which dragged the whole Phase 3 of Marvel movies towards closure. Lighter fare held our attention too. Pixar's Incredibles 2 told possibly the most fun superhero story of the year. So many superhero stories. Deadpool 2 was foul-mouthed and hilarious, and Ant-Man and the Wasp was a delight. Arguably the best superhero movie of the year, though, came out at year's end. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was smart, adventurous, well-written, and had room to be playful in a way that was delightful. And it made money. They all made money. Such a lot of money. So too did the various television extensions of science fiction and fantasy universes. Star Trek returned to television with Star Trek Discovery, a darker, more dynamic Trek, with an excellent female lead in Sonequa Martin Green, and a criminally underused Michelle Yeoh, who also shone in the hit movie Crazy Rich Asians. More Trek is coming in 2019.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?